General insurance. As you accumulate assets through the course of your life and your asset base grows, it is important to protect those assets against an unforeseen event. The bigger your asset base, the bigger the potential loss if your asset base is affected. The main types of general insurance are home contents, public liability, or any type of asset you own, such as a house, boat, or motor vehicle. How much insurance you need depends on your particular circumstances, but it does pay to shop around, as what is suitable for one person may not be suitable for another person. When considering the level of insurance you should take, there are a number of basic questions that you should ask, and these include: is there an excess payable when you make a claim? This is simply an amount which you need to pay when you make a claim under an insurance policy. Is there a no-claim bonus, which simply means that you're rewarded with a cheaper policy or a lower excess if you don't make a claim on a policy? Are there any discounts, such as lower premiums for older drivers? How long does it take to process a claim? And one final thing that most people forget is keep a copy of the policy after you've signed it. It is tempting when looking for insurance to make your choice solely on the basis of cost. However, whilst cost is very important, you need to also look at the reputation of the company towards paying the claim and their financial stability. Another trap that many people fall into is not completing the application form correctly by accurately including all information that will be relevant to an insurer in deciding whether or not to approve or renew a claim. Don't, for example, say you have a house alarm if you don't. It's also important to keep your insurance up to date, as your circumstances are always changing. And it is important that where your circumstances change, you advise your insurer accordingly. Some of the more common mistakes include changing address, or the increase or decrease in an asset value. No matter whether you live in rented premises or in your own home, it is important to have an adequate level of insurance, as replacing those items can be an expensive exercise. Home and contents insurance generally covers damage from fire, wind, hail, earthquakes, vandalism and water. These policies generally don't cover damage from flood, or if items are damaged or stolen by family members, guests, tenants, or even your cleaner. Also, the policies generally don't cover if they're caused by damage from pets or tree lopping. But it is important to sit down and read your policy carefully, as policies do vary from one household to another. Replacement versus indemnity policies. Most insurance policies will replace items on a new for old basis where a claim is made. In other words, if your old television is stolen, you're likely to receive a new television set as a replacement. Indemnity cover, on the other hand, is a policy where you only actually receive the actual value of the item. For example, if you buy a new TV for $700, in 5 years it will be considered an old TV and worth only $200. Under an indemnity policy, you will only receive a fraction of what you paid for it. One of the major problems in Australia is the concept of underinsurance. So underinsurance occurs where people are only insured for some of the value of their belongings. For example, you may have a house, but you only have insurance for half the value of the house. This is a major problem in Australia, and it's an easy trap to fall into, particularly as asset values go up and down over time. And the problem we tend to find in our community is that when you can least afford insurance, you need it the most. But unfortunately, often those people don't actually have it. With car insurance, there are 3 basic types: compulsory third-party insurance, and comprehensive insurance. With compulsory third-party insurance, this is automatically paid when you register your car, which essentially is why registration is so expensive. This covers any injuries that you might cause to other drivers on the road. Third-party insurance covers the actual damage to the car which you hit. For example, if you hit a Mercedes-Benz, your insurance company will pay for the damage of the other car. Comprehensive insurance cover, on the other hand, covers other people's cars and your own car if it's damaged in an accident. Public liability insurance. This protects you and your business against the financial risk of being found liable to a third party for death or injury, loss or damage of property, or pure economic loss resulting from your negligence. For example, if you're a carpet fitter and knocked over an expensive vase whilst carrying carpet into a house, then your liability insurance would come into effect. If you have any questions in relation to any of these issues, please don't hesitate to look up some of the websites shown on the screen.